first of all, just learned earlier about the situation at University of Virginia, and our hearts and prayers go out to the families and the players affected by that terrible tragedy. We got Navy this week. Obviously, last year we played them on the road. Extremely tough loss. The way we lost it went down to the very end and got beat. You look at them this year, very similar. They offensively, they do a few more things. They've kind of opened up their offense a little bit. As far as that goes, you look at their defense. I think they're number 6 in the country in rushing defense. So that'll be a really good challenge, and they're number 10, I think, in rushing offense. So, that's really going to be a big key to the game. This is obviously a very, very important game. We're playing back at home. I think it'll be senior day, all that. The crowd was unbelievable, helped us win last week, and we need the same thing this week. So, tough task. You're talking about a team that had a chance to beat Notre Dame, last week. I think Notre Dame had 1 first down in the second half, and they stoned them really good. They got after them really good in the second half, and it went down to the very end. So we know we're going to get their best. Like I said, it left a bad taste in our mouth last year, losing to them the way we did on the road. Questions?
What do you say about your running back depth and how you utilized them last Saturday? Obviously, RJ and Johnny got a lot of play in the first half, and in that fourth quarter, you really leaned on Isaiah. Yeah,
we're very blessed to have very, very quality running backs. And Isaiah, when the game's on the line, I mean, he's a savvy guy, and he just willed his way, and the line did a good job. He protects the football. And RJ and Johnny both did some really good things also in that game. And when you got 3 guys, they're all a little bit different, and I think that really helps with the versatility.
Obviously, the team's changed. You're much more healthier, but what can you take away from last year's game at Navy?
Wow. Yeah, that was, I looked at the film a little earlier, and yeah, we were a pretty beat up team, there's no doubt. Had a bunch of new faces out there, but the bottom line, we had an opportunity to win, and we couldn't get it done at the end. We had a punt blocked, and that was really a huge play in the game, and we had trouble getting off the field, and we got down there at the end, and we couldn't get it in, and so it was that left a real bad taste in our mouth.
Do the players is that something they talk about this week, or?
I don't know. We've not. No, I mean, that was last year. Maybe the older guys. Maybe I just know from my standpoint, it left a really bad taste in my mouth. But year to year, they're a different team. We're a different team. So we got a good challenge ahead of us.
Pretty important win this past Saturday in Nolens there, Coach. But with all that in mind, you got another road win out of state. You feel like the confidence with this group's getting better? Is there something different in the preparation for those road games that you're getting now? Or what is it you think that's kind of making it happen on the road?
I think we learned a good lesson. East Carolina. We've been completely different since then. And, we got a veteran team, a mature team. We got really strong leaders. And they just didn't let it happen. And I didn't let it happen. We just prepared. We prepared a little bit different. There's no doubt with that. We had success against Memphis the way we wanted. We played a really, really good team on the road and came away with a win, a top 20 team on the road, which is extremely hard to do.
Coach, you've talked about the quality of Mikey Keene and John Rice Plumlee. I want to ask you about the character and the culture of the program, the character of these 2 guys, that they support each other.
Yeah, I think it really starts with the quarterbacks. Most teams, it starts with the quarterbacks and their approach and their attitude. And both those guys have handled themselves extremely well. Both of them have respect of the team. They've earned that. Both of them are really tough guys. They're competitive guys. We got 2 starters. I've said that all along, and I think you've seen that when both of them have been on the field, and so that's a really good thing for us.
Coach, what are your thoughts on the 11 a.m. start time this week?
We'll get up early. We'll be ready to go. It is what it is. When they tell you what time you play, we're going to look at it as a positive. Now, I really encourage our fans to get up a little earlier. Okay, so get up a little earlier and be loud and all that stuff. But hey, it is what it is.
I was going to ask you about that too. Does it accelerate or change your weekly routine at all?
No, it really won't. Our meetings, we'll just have to get up a little earlier. We'll have to wake up. Last year we had an 11 o'clock kick, maybe a 12 o'clock kick at Temple. So we got up, got our guys around a little earlier, turned some music on, got our blood pumping, and we played pretty good then. So we could play out in the darn Walmart parking lot at 7 a.m. I mean, that's just the way it goes. I just think about our fans. That's what I think about. Just making sure they get up early and get ready to go. This time of year, man, we need everybody's A game.
So what is Mikey's role going forward? Are you still cognizant of the 4 games to redshirt? Would he be able to, come in and even if there's not an injury, would you consider playing both, or what's his role?
Yeah. We'll each week we'll cross that bridge as we go. I told you a couple of weeks ago. I mean, that was my plan. Early on, if we could get that done. And now we get towards the end of the year, and we'll see what happens. But both those guys are ready to go. And Thomas, like I said, we're very sensitive with that situation too. But we're to a point that we're trying to win a championship right now. Our guys understand that, and I think all of them would be ready.
What's the status of Jeremiah Jean-Baptiste, Devon Wilson, and Quadric Bullard?
Quadric Bullard, we lost him for the year. Real unfortunate with his knee injury. He was an impact player on defense, special teams, punt block, and all that. So that's a big blow. There's no doubt. But the other two is day to day. We weren't able to have those guys. That's 2 of our better defensive players. Against top 20 team on the road, we still won. That was really good. And it's kind of next man up mentality. And we've been talking all year about us, developing quality depth. And so I think you saw that, last Saturday.
Coach, obviously, and you alluded to it earlier, Navy's offense is really unique. From a preparation standpoint, what challenges do those provide? What experience throughout the season could have helped you prepare for this game with other teams?
Yeah, they are unique. There's no doubt about it. And, our staff was able to see them firsthand last year. Our players were too. So, it's just adjusting. I know we've been having those guys on our mind, all the way from the summer about getting a plan together and all that. So, but yeah, it definitely presents different challenges. I don't know anybody we played this summer.
Is Timmy McLean, is he the scout team quarterback this week, or who's going to be mimicking?
He's been the scout team quarterback all year.
Okay, so how important is it for him and those guys to try to give you as much of a quality look as possible?
I mean, he's a real scout team quarterback now. I mean, he's done a great job all year. And so, a unique offense like this with a running quarterback and all that, yeah, it'll definitely be a benefit to have him in there.
Well, the challenge to your defense, especially your linebackers, they just keep pounding at you as you did to Tulane. Just pounded at them and wore them down. That's what can happen to you on defense. Yeah,
you got to play assignment football, and you got to try to get off the field. I mean, that's these games are about getting off the field. They're one of the best teams in time of possession in the country. And that's every defense they face. About getting off the field, not letting them control the tempo of the game. That was a big point last week. Last week we controlled the tempo of the game. And that'll be a big deciding factor, I think, in this one too.
Coach, I know you guys always talk about focus on the next game, not worry about in the future. I know you guys got the rivalry game coming up, possible conference championship, bowl games, everything. But with this game on Saturday in particular, how do you guys really focus on just this game and keep it in the moment? Yeah,
I mean, that's the only thing we're talking about. And that's what I told our guys the other day. We're not talking about anything. I mean, we got our hands full with this group. Last home game is really important for our seniors, really important for our program. It happens to be a really, really important game, in the conference run with it. So that's all we're talking about. It's all we're thinking about, not thinking about anything else.
One player you mentioned after the game against Tulane was Ricky Barber, the performance he had. When you look at the tape, what do you like the most, having seen it a second time again, and how important is he for this particular matchup? Yeah, I mean, he's a dominant type player. He plays at his best. I mean, he's hard to block, and he played really good against the run. I mean, he hit the quarterback, he disrupted the quarterback. He played at a really high level.
So more on preparing for Navy, I think you kind of alluded to. Is this something you practice in spring, in the preseason, just pockets of time, knowing you're going to face that kind of offense? Like, how much prep work goes into it before you get to game week?
Yeah, quite a bit this summer. I mean, obviously we left a bad taste in our mouth last year, and so we'll be a little better prepared this time.
Senior day on Saturday. What do you have to say about the senior class and the way they welcomed you last year? Now continuing some of the super seniors that came back as well.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they're just such a blessing to coach. I mean, we got some fantastic young men that we're able to coach, and these seniors, they're just great leaders, and they're real stable. They're very consistent. And they're very focused, and they love their teammates too. And so it's a blessing to coach those guys.
What more can you say about this offensive line? It seems like they've really hit their stride and playing their best football down the stretch.
Yeah, they really are. And it was a thing of beauty what they did Saturday against the best defense in our league, and we got to continue that now. I mean, this bunch we're playing, they present a lot of challenges. They move and groove and come off the edge and blitz everybody, play a lot of zero. They do all kinds of stuff, so we're going to have to do a really good job, again, up front.
John Rice really didn't show much rust on Saturday. You talked about it after the game. How does he open up your offense?
Yeah, I mean, you saw Saturday. I mean, there's not a lot of quarterbacks around the country that are running like him. That's a run threat, and he just really opened up things and opened up some things on the perimeter later in the game, and he played a real high level.
Playing at Military Academy on Saturday. I know it's Military Appreciation. We're coming off Veterans Day. I know I saw that social media post you made the other day. Just kind of talk about that and just how much respect you have for the guys in Navy and what they do.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. I have a lot of respect for them. All the veterans for that. Like I said, we're looking forward to playing them.
You've stressed about trying to improve as the year's gone on, and what particular facets in the last 3 or 4 games do you think that your team has consistently gotten better as you did in the stretch run?
Yeah, I think just really coming together and kind of developing our identity and sticking to it, and the guys, playing at a high level. It's probably all of the above.
You kind of, I guess, have the last couple of weeks you not practice on Sunday? Is it late in the season? The wear and tear and grind is getting on, and so you're being strategic in how you practice?
Yeah, I mean, our guys have, they've played hard. I mean, they played extremely hard, physical. We're just trying to be strategic. We got a veteran team. We just got to make sure we're as fresh as we can, this time of season. So we kind of take it off of them the last 2 weeks as far as our Sunday's practice, but it's really the right thing to do, and just get these guys, fresh to the game.
All right, thanks so much.
Okay, thank you guys.